Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise, and this is the weekly reading to check in on as much as I can get, or all things Trump. We'll see. We'll see what comes through. You never know. Sometimes it's like opening a can of worms, right? But anyway, let me bring the camera from overhead down over my table, and we'll get this going for you. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the deck I'm using. It's Pam's Recolored Tarot. And I have the cards, I shuffled to allow for reversals already, but I did that off camera because it makes some people dizzy the way I do it. Okay, so, and this is, I'm doing this reading on Friday, because I can't do it Saturday or Sunday. I'm doing it Friday the 28th. But this, of course, is for his week, October 30th through November 5th. So I'll talk you through the layout, the spread, because it's not a Celtic cross. Okay, so the forces in motion for him this week, his greatest challenges, his plans. I'm going to do 2 cards here for his plans, and his actions, because not everybody's plans manifest as actions, but let's see. And I'll get these in frame in a minute. Okay, the karma that's hanging over him based on his exercising his free will in the past, right here, and then 4 cards here for his future. This one, this one. And just for fun, the 2 off the bottom. Okay. Yeah, things are kind of looking the same. We're tracking this pattern that we've been noticing. I don't know if you guys remember, but I keep consistently, no matter what system I use, whether it's the tarot, the Lenormand, or the Kipper, I tend to see relationships disintegrating, and his ability to grift is minimizing. And then, there's still the money laundering, revenue he has, but that's lessening because probably his Trump Hotels, Trump org brand. And of course we have all the lawsuits. Okay. Yeah. All right. So with the 7 of Cups here, the place he's sitting in, right? The forces in motion in his life has to do with what are his options. I can try to remove my bias, but I think I can safely say that I doubt he's going to try and get under that veil to Christ consciousness. I think he's trying to find all the different ways he wants to maintain his fame. He still wants to have some sexual control over women. Still wants to be constantly seen and heard and famous, and his vanity is always on full-blown. We can, full-blown display, we can witness these things just every time we see or hear him. And the past is coming back to haunt him. With Bob Woodward's tapes coming out, more tapes coming out, because that guy couldn't have done it from the get-go. He had to wait, milk it out, right? I'm angry at him. Remember his first book, the first book. What was it called? Rage or something? I can't remember. And, you know, he had that very first interview with Trump before we knew about COVID and when Trump knew about COVID. And Trump said, yeah, it's an airborne disease. Well, Bob Woodward could have released that then and saved a lot of lives, but no, he didn't do that. Okay, I'm going to let that go. So anyway, here's Trump trying to figure out, what are my options? What can I do? And, you know, all these pie in the sky fantasy, you know, fantasy land. He's in the dark. He's groping in the dark, and he's trying to grab at whatever he can get. Can I keep Trump Tower, Trump orgs going? Can I keep Trump brand going? Meanwhile, there, all over social media, there are people who are in front of Trump Tower taking selfies with the big, you know, big bird coming at them. Take a look on, you know, just go to social media, any social media, and look for those, or just Google, go to Google and then click on images, and then people giving the bird in front of Trump Tower, and you'll see how many images come up. So that's what he's going through, which I predicted, I think, 3 years ago, that his brand would just tank. Or not 3 years, I don't think I even have my channel. It was somewhere in 2020 that his brand would tank. Boy, it's going to be 3 years soon, though. But anywho, so power. Can he maintain power? Can he maintain victory? Can he keep the, you know, the pretty golden, can he keep his golden throne? But meanwhile, he's groping in the dark, and he doesn't know which way to go. And that's, you know, he's sitting in this place where he thinks he has options, and he probably does. But his biggest challenge is, will any of those options come to fruition? I think not. With the Eight of Wands, nothing's hitting the ground because he has ruined his relationships. So there's that. And these two cards, you know, they influence the entire reading. If this were a Celtic cross, these would be the two cards in the middle of which everything circles around. So, okay, his plans, he's planning on working. He's planning on, you know, I hope someday he's planning on making license plates, but I doubt we'll ever see that. But, you know, he's just, with the Eight of Pentacles, it's our card for, you know, trying to keep some type of quality going on. It's a place where, you know, he's planning on still being successful and still maintaining his, you know, his reputation. But he's also trying to get free of somebody who has control over him. And I wonder who that might be. Now, sometimes when the Devil card comes through reversed, it's something very fatal. So is he planning something fatal on someone else? Right? He's trying to reclaim who he is, you know, like his power, but he never really had any real power, because real power doesn't come from money and toys and objects, and power is from within. He's not connected to who he really is within, in what little divine spark he brought in. You know, the dude's a born psychopath. So, which the intrinsic meaning, in case people don't understand, a psychopath or a narcissistic person, they really don't have their connection to themselves, which is why they are constantly trying to control other people, because that's the only way that they seem to have any connection with any power. If you put them alone in a secure housing unit, they go nuts because they can't find themselves. But it's precisely what they need to do, is to have all that alone downtime and try and go within. But they tend to be, you know, it's like the most overblown personality disorder of, you know, being the most extroverted on the planet. That's what a psychopathic narcissistic person is. So they have no real sense of self. So but he's planning to try and get his power back. He's planning his independence, he's planning on recovering somehow. But I don't think that he's going to be able to, because I also feel like this really can have to do with something fatal. And so who's he planning on creating a fatal situation for? Like, what his actual actions over here with the Page of Swords. So this column is his actions for the week. With the Page of Swords, I think he's trying to just go with the flow of the news that comes out, and he's being inspired by someone. He's making plans and he's making decisions based on what? Based on the Hierophant? This is a government card in political readings to me. Also, though, it's a person's belief system. So his actions are going to come from his... look at the ridiculous even hairdo like this guy has. His actions are going to come from... Maybe the red boots has something to do with Putin, and Putin might be his pope. God. Ugh. But it feels like he's going to be trying to clear out based on his beliefs. But his beliefs are always so skewed. His brain is gone. He's demented. I need some Lenormand here. Okay. Yeah. I think he's got a connection with Putin there. Okay. So I'll lift these up and we'll read them together. Not to worry. I don't know who that guy is. Actually, it has to be him. Those are the rules. Oops. Ooh. Yikes. Okay, and then the bottom of this deck. All right. Okay, so complicated, very tricky options and choices. Somebody's coming after him, trying to hunt him down. And it's because he's guilty. He's extremely guilty and extremely burdened. Wow. Okay, hope you guys can see. Actually, maybe if I move things a little bit. Well, yeah, okay. And then I'll still lift them up. With these, let's do it this way. So his work, or the things that he's working on, the things that he's planning, is like tied to this. I'm feeling like the good old boys club. Like he thinks he's connected to people who are wise, but they're not. And the mice creates loss, but it's also toxic. It's they're little, in the Lenormand, they're little thieves that shit all over everything after they, run away. And these two are, when it comes to people, they're the worst because they're frauds and, little assassins and fraudsters, both of these scam artists, right? So he's right in there with his own people. Now, as far as his actual actions, he's going to be communicating. So now that clears up this one. It's about making, he's just constantly communicating and fishing, and with people who have some power in the government, but they're dark. So now that clears up these two cards. Okay. Hopefully you guys catch my drift there. Okay. Now, let's see. This way. Here, sorry for taking all this time, but... Okay, and then what's hanging over him? Well, he's going nowhere fast with the Knight of Wands reversed. And he's not going to get away with what he thinks he has been able to get away with in the past. Right? This is his karma hanging over him. So here's the forces in motion. His lies, his assassination attempts on other people, whether we know it or not. I mean, this is him inciting the riot. And he's guilty of it. That's why we have the cross here. And now he's trying to figure out a way out of that, and it's not happening. He's not going to be able to get out from under it, because his plans aren't going to, hit the ground with the Eight of Wands here reversed. And then the key is all about things that open doors and solutions. It's the Yes card. It's usually good. But it's also a card that says, this is really important. This that is so important is the fact that he's not going anywhere. He can't get away. So all of the questions around him getting on a plane, him getting away to another country, that's delusional thinking. He can't get away. The only way he could do that would be to get some Secret Service agents to collude with him and completely malign against their lives and their families, because they would lose everything. They would lose their benefits, their pensions, everything. He's not going to get away with his secrets. The book has to do with secrets, and it also has to do with the law and the book being thrown at you. So that's the karma hanging over him. I don't know if you can see that it's a little, well, I don't know how else to do it, actually. Usually I would do these readings separately, but I felt like they need to be combined. Now, his future. And it might take longer than, just this week to get to this point. His future is him being in major struggle, embattled, competing, trying to stay on top of things, but he's not going to be able to. And this is his card. This is him. Okay, let's just do that. So he is struggling. He is restricted. With the Eight of Swords, he's stuck in his own little self-created prison. He's feeling trapped. He's isolated. He's feeling hopeless. But he's always going to, cry victim, because that's just what he does. And basically, he's feeling a loss of power there, loss of friends with the dog, loss of loyalty. Okay, and he's still going to be talking, and he's still going to be in the future. I think maybe it's just more that the truth is going to come out. I'm really drawn to the crown on this one, with the sword going right up through the head. I think the truth is going to come out. And this is our government card. In the Lenormand, the tower is very different from the tarot. This is our government card, but it's also a card of feeling isolated and trapped. And when it comes to legal issues, this is our legal card in the Lenormand, and this is also our card for institutions, prisons, all types of, isolated institutions. That's his future. Okay, and then broke ass is basically the meaning for this card. Maybe even sick. Maybe he'll get COVID again. He certainly deserves it. And then major complications, and on a health level, this has to do with the colon and the stomach. but it's also in relationships betrayal. And I think if that's the case, the betrayal comes because they don't want to lose their money and they don't want to go to jail for him, right? You know, we're talking Cash Patel. I mean, you just look at that guy, you can see the trauma in his face. He's like frozen in time. I don't know what happened to him, but he's definitely traumatized. And he's not going to, I don't know that he's going to be able to get away with anything. I think what's going to happen probably is, it could be Mark Meadows. It would be somebody that we think that they should have, you know, gotten a long time ago. And what they'll do is they will, I've been listening to a lot of legal analysts, and they're saying that they will probably immunize Mark Meadows or somebody close to Trump. That somebody, and especially somebody like Mark Meadows, who we thought, you know, he should have been taken down a long time ago. But it's possible that he's been working behind the scenes. I've read on him so many times, and I can't even remember what I've gotten, but I think that he has been immunized. And so he'll, you know, there's the betrayal there, the legal betrayal. And, you know, once you're immunized, then you don't have anything coming down against you anymore, but you give up everything you have, right? So, and it has to be something really good. I mean, it has to be everything. So then at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. This is rejection. This is really bad news. This is, you know, well, on one level, this is how he's able to delay things, because it's our card of delays. But because it's with Ten of Pentacles reversed, this makes me feel like this is bad news about his finances. You know, bad news and financial failure with this Ten of Pentacles reversed. And also separation within his family, right? And we both know that, you know, daughter dearest has flipped on him months ago. Probably the other ones did too. You know, between January 6th committee and between the, what's the other one? Letitia James, right? Trump org. They've all flipped because they had to. Now, also, so that this was, actually it was this way. So with the child, that's something new, like a new start, new beginning, something innocent. No, not with these two cards together. This would be no new start. He can't start over. And the World Wide Web, this big web of money laundering and tax fraud. Man, I swear if you guys go to ICIJ.org, it's the International Consortium of Investigative Journalism. There are so many interesting articles. I mean, you can just read till your eyes are just bugged out of your head. And they do have a lot of videos too, but you know, we're talking the Panama Papers, the Paradise Papers, and now the Pandora Papers, and they are working their way through. They are getting everyone. So, yeah, I think. Actually, let's see. The only other thing I want to check in. Let me use this Russian deck here because I'm wondering about how is his. What's his ability to, what's the current status on his ability to grift with, you know, the money laundering that he's been doing since the 80s? Or actually before that. I mean, he was born into it with his dad. And his dad was in bed with the Genovese family, but then Russians came in, you know, to Brighton Beach and New York, and that's it. Russians took over, and then it was Trump and his relationship with Putin from day one. Way back. Trump and the KGB, FSB, and Putin. for years and years and years. Okay, those two. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, Six of Swords. He's negotiating. He's trying to transition to a better place. Let's keep going. Actually, I think it's like that. What is Trump's ability to money launder in the future? That's a new take on the Ace of Swords, huh? Then again, you know, well, I'm going to do a separate reading on his health, so we'll check into that. But oh, in this deck, you guys, I'm sorry, it's called the Visions of Life Tarot. It just comes with this little tiny book, but there's like a it's by Tarotco Studio. And I had to write on the cards what they were, because the pip cards, you can't, I couldn't figure it out. They don't make sense. They have their own unique meanings. Yeah, except for the majors, but we don't have any majors here. So anywho, he's trying to heal his money issues. Yeah, he's really worried about his money. And you know, that's how you get him, because he did that he equates his self-esteem with how much money he has. That's what those people do. And he's trying to hold on to his money. He's trying to hold on to his ability to grift, his ability to money launder. But with the Two of Wands, he's really restless about it. And I mean, look at this guy. It's like, you know, this guy's sitting there, he's got the pizza. But then again, oh, wait a minute. Would this be maybe how you'd meet up a Russian agent, or, you know, some other country's like agent on a park bench with your computer, and he's got his own computer in that pizza box, but it doesn't look like it, and you can't tell that they're really talking back and forth, or maybe they've got a thumb drive that's going... One guy's giving the other, maybe this guy has a thumb drive that he's given to this guy that looks like he's just eating pizza, and they're really connected, you know, like in the old days where they would trade things, you know, from books. And they'd pass off something in a newspaper. It's like, what's in that bag? What's in that briefcase? Right? Yeah. That's what he's doing. And then with the Nine of Wands, he's feeling really defended around it. And he's worried about who will be coming after him. Who will be coming after him? Like who? Maybe who will take his place if he's not there? Maybe it's just more about just feeling very, very defended. But it's an ongoing battle. With the Nine of Wands, we're always in an ongoing battle, and it's often a card of setbacks. When you've been, you know, dirty like that. And then with the Ace of Swords, he's lost his head. He can't think of anything other than money. Isn't it so interesting, all these just money cards? Although this deck it's pretty much constructed this way. Let's see what was at the bottom. That deception card, you know, that's our Seven of Swords, right? So, but how is he going to be able to deceive them? Whoever they are, right? I mean, it's the whole worldwide thing. Ace of Pentacles, financial stability. Five of Cups. In this deck, it's estrangement, but it's, you know, we know that. Card is grief. Major, major disappointment. So, yeah. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for his ability to continue grifting. Not with these cards here. And the anxiousness card, and the other ones are just showing us, you know, where his headspace is. Yeah. So, okay, well, that's all I have for this one, but I do have a couple other videos that I'm doing for you guys because of your questions, your awesome questions that came through in the live streams with Lisa. So, other than that, I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Pacific time, if you can make it, and I'm doing political and personal questions there. Political, spiritual, and personal. So, okay. Love you guys. Bye.